I used to think I had time to figure things out, time to get it right, time to chase dreams, to fix mistakes, to finally become the version of myself I believed I could be. But time doesn't wait for understanding. It doesn't wait for clarity. It just moves. And I started realizing something that shook me. Most people live like they have unlimited time. They postpone joy, postpone love, postpone growth. They tell themselves later, again and again, until later becomes never. It's easy to fall into that trap. You wake up, you check your phone, you scroll, you rush through your morning. You tell yourself it's just a busy season, just a hectic week. You tell yourself you'll slow down when things calm down. But they don't. You blink and it's already April. Then it's September. Then another year has passed. And somehow, you're still saying soon. Soon I'll start journaling. Soon I'll take care of my body. Soon I'll reconnect with those people I care about. Soon I'll finally stop numbing myself with distractions. Soon I'll face the thing I've been avoiding. But what if soon never comes? What if all you have is now? That's the haunting truth we don't want to look at. We think we have time, but we don't know how much. We assume our loved ones will always be there. We assume we'll wake up tomorrow. We assume that delaying the important things has no cost, but it does. There's a silent cost to postponing what matters. You lose presence. You lose peace. You lose alignment with the kind of life you truly want to live. And no one tells you this directly. No one reminds you daily that your time is running out. In fact, most of what surrounds you is designed to make you forget. Social media, notifications, mindless entertainment. They numb you just enough to keep you from asking hard questions. Why am I really doing what I do every day? Is this version of my life aligned with who I want to become? What would I do if I truly realized how little time I have left? These are uncomfortable questions, but they're the ones that change everything. When I finally sat with them, when I stopped distracting myself long enough to actually feel what I was running from, I realized I wasn't living, I was existing. Performing routines I didn't question, chasing goals I didn't examine, saying yes to things that left me drained, saying no to the things that brought me back to life. And I had to admit it. I was scared, not of death exactly, but of wasting life, of arriving at the end and realizing I missed it, that I spent decades being busy without ever being present, that I mastered productivity and never mastered peace, that I looked successful but felt empty, that I achieved goals but ignored purpose, that I was constantly surrounded yet deeply disconnected. I couldn't let that happen, not anymore. So I made a vow to stop waiting for permission, to stop postponing what matters, to live like I understood the fragility of life. Not in some dramatic, reckless way, but with intention. Waking up without reaching for my phone, noticing how the sunlight hits the floor, sitting in silence before the noise of the world floods in. Speaking to people like, it might be the last time, not because I'm morbid, but because that awareness makes every moment sacred. I started asking, if I died in a year, would I be proud of how I spent today? Not what I achieved, but how I lived. Did I listen deeply? Did I speak truthfully? Did I rest, reflect, reconnect? Because if I wait for someday, I'll wait forever. Life doesn't give warnings, it gives moments, and they vanish quickly. And here's what's wild. When you start living like this, like time matters, everything changes. You stop tolerating the noise. You stop needing approval. You stop betraying yourself for comfort or convenience. You become honest, clear, present. You give more. You forgive faster. You say what you mean. You stop numbing. You stop chasing. You start being. People notice it too. There's a stillness in you. a groundedness, not because you figured it all out, but because you realized you don't have time to keep pretending. There's no time to live someone else's version of success, no time to be consumed by trivial things, no time to keep avoiding your own soul. So I'll ask you, what have you been putting off? What part of yourself have you been postponing? What if you stopped? What if this was the moment you remembered that you don't have time to waste? Not because you're in a rush, but because you're awake. Because you finally saw how precious it all is, how fragile, how fleeting, how sacred. I still don't know how much time I have. None of us do. But now, I live like I know it's limited, and that's made all the difference.